and they feel like they can rise. Udubo, feel like they can rise. Udubo, and they feel like they can rise. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Football Insights. This is a big video. I was supposed to do this video yesterday, but I was like, no, let me wait and do this video today. Welcome back to this video. Welcome back to the channel. This is your Champions League review. We gave you the preview, but this is the review, the big review. Big games happen. Big games happen. Real Madrid lost 3-0 against Arsenal. Can you imagine? Real Madrid losing against Arsenal at the Emirates. Parc des Princes. PSG also won by 3-1 against Aston Villa. That was expected. Barcelona 4-0 against Borussia Dortmund. It was expected for Barcelona to win, but not to that margin. You know, Inter Milan also shocked Bayern Munich 2-1 at the Allianz Arena. This is your review. Now let's get straight into the video. Arsenal versus Real Madrid. Arsenal versus Real Madrid. A top game, an exciting game. You know, in the first half was kind of boring, but in the second half, exciting games all over. 3-0 against Real Madrid. We have things to talk about. A whole lot of things to talk about. Now let's move into the statistics. What actually happened? This will give us a clear picture of what actually happened in the game. Now let's move. So shot 3. Can you imagine Real Madrid playing 3 shots on target? Real Madrid having Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr., Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, and they are playing 3 shots on target against Arsenal. Can you imagine? So the shot on target was 11 against 3. Total shot was 12 against 2. So Arsenal played 12 shots. 11 of them was on target. Now we'll come there. Of course, we'll come there. You know, possession, 54, 46. Touches in the opposition, but 30, 13. Fouls 8, 9. Corners 5, 3. Offside 0, 2. Tackles 15, 12. So this stats give us a clear picture that Arsenal dominated the game. And then, of course, Arsenal dominated the game. But you know what? Something happened in the game. Something happened in the game. Now, let me give you something. Okay. Something that I said in my preview. Now, let's watch what I said in my preview. Arsenal shouldn't fear, because Real Madrid are coming to Emirates. It is your stadium. They are Real Madrid, yes. But when there is that fear in you, that fear is going to kill you. Now, we are back from what I said in my preview. Now, look at what Declan Rice said in an interview, a post-match interview with Thierry Henry on CBS Sports Golazo, and you will see that it correlates with what I was saying. Now, let's watch it.
And I just thought, go out there and have no fear. You know, what have you got to lose? You know, it's a game of football against Real Madrid. You know, if you're going to have fear, good things ain't going to happen. And we really believed as a team that we could win tonight. And
big shout outs to CBS Sports Golazo. Credit to them. They gave me this particular video, so credit to them. So look at what Declan Rice said and look at what I said. I told you that in this kind of games, tactics might fail, but motivation will never fail. You would have to get the belief that yes, we can do it. And it is against Real Madrid. If there is that iota of fear in you, that is what is going to kill you. That is what is going to kill you. So Arsenal had the belief. No, from what Declan Rice said, it's looking like they signed them. Have the belief, no fear, see no evil, hear no evil. Let's go and play the game. And that's exactly what they did. And then they had 3 goals against Real Madrid at the Emirates. Now, it is going to be very difficult for Real Madrid to come back. Now, Real Madrid, they have some belief that they can actually come back against Arsenal. If they pray, they should pray for Thibaut Courtois, because Thibaut Courtois saved Real Madrid. Thibaut Courtois saved Real Madrid in this particular game. They would have considered about 6 goals in this game, but Thibaut Courtois saved them. So if they have some prayers, pray that next week, Wednesday, Thibaut Courtois come into his spirit. Thibaut Courtois brings his A game on the table. And when that happens, I know the Real Madrid attackers are going to show up. So when that happens, it means that Arsenal are not scoring and then Real Madrid are scoring. And now you can get your comeback. But when Thibaut Courtois doesn't bring his A game, Arsenal might score. And when Arsenal score, it is a problem for Real Madrid. Yes, it is a problem for Real Madrid. But tactically, Mikel Arteta got it spot on. You know, push Real Madrid. Don't sit back and watch them. It's your home Emirates stadium. So push them, go and get the goals. Arsenal had injuries, but Lewis Kelly, what a player. Lewis Kelly, what a player. I mean, we'll come to the individual plays, but Lewis Kelly, what a player. Top player, Lewis Kelly. He is a brilliant, youngster. He doesn't fear anything. He is young, energetic, powerful, everywhere. Lewis Kelly is there. Top player. And then if, he keeps his head on the ground, he's going to be a big player for England and then for Arsenal. I am looking at England. I'm not looking at Arsenal. So Lewis Kelly, brilliant performance by Lewis Kelly. Declan Rice, 2 free kicks, 2 goals for Declan Rice. Man of the match for Declan Rice. Top player, top performance by Declan Rice. 2 free kicks is not easy. And when you look at the free kick, the technique, top technique. And I saw him on Instagram. He posted a picture with Bruno Fernandes that, Bruno Fernandes did the magic and all of that. I mean, that's Bruno Fernandes is also a specialist in this free kick game. So Declan Rice, big shout outs to him. Now let's come to the Real Madrid boys. The Real Madrid boys, they didn't show up. The attack, they didn't show up. Vinicius Jr. was off in the game. Rodrigo was totally off in the game. I don't know what happened, but they didn't show up. People are blaming Carlo Ancelotti. I don't know what they want Carlo Ancelotti to do in this particular game, because I feel that Real Madrid their fans have this kind of belief that they are supposed to win every single game. And if you don't win the game, it is Carlo Ancelotti. I mean, you have to, scrap that belief. It is not every single game Real Madrid are going to win. So scrap that belief. There are games you will lose. There are games problems will come from coach. There are games attackers will not show up. There are games defense will not show up. There are games midfield will not show up. And this particular game, Arsenal triumphed over the Real Madrid midfield. Now let me talk about the red card of Comback, how it is going to affect Real Madrid. Now you see, Real Madrid want a comeback at, Santiago Bernabeu, right? Now the red card of Comback is going to affect them, because if supposedly they want to bring in Tchouaméni in the midfield, now it is going to be Aurélien Tchouaméni, it is going to be Jude Bellingham, and then who? Probably maybe Brahim Diaz. But no, Brahim Diaz should be on the bench and bring the energy into the game. So now Tchouaméni, Valverde, and then Jude Bellingham. People are saying, Dani Ceballos, but no, Dani Ceballos is coming from injury, so you don't throw him into this particular game. So if they want to bench Modric, Tchouaméni, Jude Bellingham, and probably Valverde in the middle, it means that Lucas Vazquez is going to go to the top. Now, when Lucas Vazquez goes to the top, it is against Gabriel Martinelli. He's going to kill him. So you put Valverde at the right back, and then in the middle, it is going to be Tchouaméni, Jude Bellingham, and then who? Probably Brahim Diaz. Or you are forced to play Modric. Now, this is how the red card of Comback, a silly red card of Comback, is affecting Real Madrid. It is going to affect them in the game. And when it comes, you will see it. Now, I said it on my socials. You will see it by yourself. But Arsenal did well. Arsenal winning 3-0. Merino scored a goal for Arsenal. Let's wait if Madrid are going to do a comeback. I don't believe it that Real Madrid are going to do a comeback. Now let's wait for the comeback, the remontada against Arsenal in the Santiago Bernabeu. Is it going to happen? Do you believe? I am not a believer. So if you are a believer, now let's see if it is going to happen. Now let's move to the Inter Milan game. Inter Milan versus Bayern Munich. Inter Milan versus Bayern Munich. Inter shocked Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena. There was a problem in the lineup. Vincent Kompany's lineup. I saw Rafael Guerreiro playing as a number 10 or as an attacking midfielder, whilst you have Serge Gnabry on the bench, you have Thomas Müller on the bench. That is unacceptable. You don't play for Rafael Guerreiro, who is a defender, at the attacking midfield or as a number 10, and then stick Müller on the bench, stick Serge Gnabry on the bench. If possible, Serge Gnabry should operate as, a winger. I mean, a winger, a right winger or a left winger. You bring Michael Olise in the 10 because Jamal Musiala is injured. Thomas Müller is there. You tackle him in the 10. But Vincent Kompany didn't do that. When I saw the lineup, I was like, nah, there is a problem with the lineup. Now let's go into the statistics. What happened between Inter Milan and then Bayern Munich? 7 shots on target for Bayern Munich, 4 for Inter Milan. 20 shots for Bayern Munich, 10 for Inter Milan. Possession 58-42. Touches in the box 47-20. fouls 9-9, corners 5-1, offside 1-0, tackles 16-10. Now it tells you one thing: Inter Milan are solid defensively, and the reason why I'm saying they are solid defensively is because of the stats, and then two is because they have conceded only 3 goals in a Champions League game. 9 matches, they have conceded only 3 goals. Now, Achebe, Bastoni, Damien, Dumfries, Carlos Augusto, and then the boys. Solid defense. Simeone Inzaghi, very solid. 2-1 against Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena. A top goal by, of course, Lautaro Martinez. I told them they should bring their A game. When you get a chance, you equalize the chance, you bury the chances. And then they had 2 chances, they buried the chances. They had 4 shot on target. They buried 2 of them, and then they wasted 2 of them. Now, the first goal against Bayern Munich, the Lautaro Martinez goal, that was a top assist by Marcos Thuram, my boy. Marcos Thuram, the Thuram boy. That was a top assist by Thuram. Brilliant assist by Marcos Thuram, and a top strike, a top finish by Lautaro Martinez. Now, Müller comes into the game and equalized for Bayern Munich. And of course, David Fratesi came from the bench. Carlos Augusto's cross, and David Fratesi buried the game for Inter Milan. Now, the second leg is going to be very difficult for Bayern Munich. I believe them. I still have the belief that they have the boys to pull up a surprise in Giuseppe Meazza against Inter Milan, but it is going to be very difficult. Very difficult, considering the fact that Inter Milan had already considered just 3 goals. 3 goals in this Champions League campaign. So it means that they don't concede much. Even if they are going to win, or even if they are going to qualify, it has to be 1-0, probably in the extra time or penalties, and then they eliminate Inter Milan. But it is going to be very difficult for them to eliminate Inter Milan. This win is a big win for Inter Milan. Now, Bayern Munich, Vincent Kompany, I've told you he did some mistakes in the lineup, and then of course Michael Olise was creating 1 or 2 chances, but the defense of Inter Milan was solid. Solid defense. So big shout outs to the Inter Milan boys. Top performance. Lautaro Martinez scoring a goal. David Fratesi, winning it for Inter Milan. Müller restored parity for Bayern Munich. Now let's wait for the second leg. Let's wait for the second leg and see what will happen in the second leg. PSG versus Aston Villa. Top game. I expected PSG to win this particular game. I told you, Aston Villa are a top side. They are a very good side, but PSG are going to win this game. And then lo and behold, PSG won by 3-1. Now, Desiree Doué, this is a special boy. 11 goals, 11 assists for Desiree Doué, this special boy. This, a young chap, very special boy, Desiree Doué. So 22 goals involvement for PSG this particular season. At the start of the season, he wasn't even starting. But now Desiree Doué is playing and he's doing really well. He scored for PSG after Aston Villa had already scored. Morgan Rogers, top performance by Morgan Rogers, scored in the first half as at 35th minute for Aston Villa. Desiree Doué, equalized at the 39th minute. That was a top goal. Creature Kvaratskhelia also scored just into the first half, just after they came into the first half, 49th minute, and then Nuno Mendes also added 1 for PSG. Now, Luis Enrique, top coach, he has been doing really well for PSG. I told you, PSG are a strong contender for this particular title. Brilliant performance by PSG. Aston Villa, can they do something at Villa Park? There is that small belief that they can do something. But PSG, solid performance. Now, when the game was 2-1, you saw, Zaire Emery, you saw Bakola, and then the boys coming from the bench. But it's a solid team. Luis Enrique has done really well. He has kept the boys on board, and then they are playing solidly well for PSG. So PSG also won by 3-1 against Aston Villa. Barcelona, it was a goal festival. At the Olympic Stadium. Very top brilliant performance by Barcelona. Barcelona winning by 4-0 against Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund disappointed me. I expected them to do much more better than what they did last night. 4-0 is appalling. It's not encouraging. Rafinha scored and assisted. He scored 1 goal, gave 2 assists. Robert Lewandowski scored 2 goals. Now, Lamine Yamal also scored 1 goal. Now, let me talk about Robert Lewandowski. The disrespect on Robert Lewandowski. He has 40 goals for Barcelona this particular season in all competition. He is like 36 years and he has 40 goals for Barcelona. Respect Robert Lewandowski. The disrespect towards him is not good. He is a brilliant top striker. He's a world-class striker. This man is a world-class striker. So respect him. But Barcelona, of course, they are also one of the strongest, contender for this particular title. Barcelona did really, really well. Of course, they came hard on Borussia Dortmund because they were playing home. Borussia Dortmund wasted some couple of chances. Sheo Grassi, you are my guy, but you didn't do well in this particular game. You had 2 chances that you needed to bury it against Barcelona, and then it could have been, let's say, 4-2. 4-2, there is still that belief there, but he didn't bury the chances. He was, he wasn't clinical up front, and that worried Borussia Dortmund. But 4 goals to 0, it is going to be very difficult for Borussia Dortmund. Trust me, and it is, it's miracles. Unless miracle happen, Borussia Dortmund are out of the competition. I'm expecting PSG and Barcelona to advance into the semi-final of the competition. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of the video. Champions League review. Click on the subscribe button, press the post notification bell. What do you think? Is there going to be a comebacks? Is there going to be comebacks next week? Drop all your comment down below. Let me know your comment. This is Football Insights. My name is Kobo, and big shout out to Declan Rice. Respect, man. Thank you so much for your time, and peace.